Hi, welcome to NodeMCU tutorial from Robojax. My name is Ahmed Shamshiri. I'm presenting this tutorial from Canada. In this tutorial, we're going to control two AC load or DC load using two relay and NodeMCU over the Wi-Fi. We can turn it on, turn off, or we can turn on and off this buzzer by controlling it via relay. Or we can use our mobile device to turn the light on, off, or turn the buzzer on and off. You can get the code for this by clicking at the link below the video in the description, which will take you to robojax.com/learn/Arduino. Let's get started with this. In this tutorial, we're going to see how we can turn on and off two separate AC or DC loads using this ESP8266. This is the same chip but different packaging. This is the NodeMCU and this is the D1 Mini. It could be also this size of NodeMCU, doesn't matter. The code will work for all of them. The 5 volts relay module, it needs separate 5 volts power. You cannot power it up from here, so we will connect external 5 volts to this, and this can be also powered with external 5 volts or powered via USB. In any case, then we are going to connect it to turn on and off the relay from interface of your computer, tablet, or mobile phone. This tutorial that I'm going to show you will work in the environment of your own home network or business network. It will not work outside home. It needs separate preparation and understanding of your IP and also forwarding to the specific device. This module has 4 pins. This is ground and this is VCC. This is input 1, input 2. Input 1 will turn on this relay number 1, and input 2 will turn on the relay number 2. For each relay, we have 3 pins here. The 3 pins are such that you will connect your wire. You will connect the 2 wires like this. This is 1 wire and this is the second wire. That's for 1, and also for the second one as well in here. When the relay is energized, that wire will be connected. This is for separating the driver voltage and input voltage, and because we are supplying 5 volts external power, it's exactly the same, so we will not bother. I have a separate video explaining this 2 relay module. The link for that is below the video in the description. I have separate short video introduction for NodeMCU ESP8266, and also have a full explanation of all the input-output pins, specification and tests of voltages. The link for that will be below the video in the description. Showing you how to control one light using one relay channel, either this one or this relay shield that you can attach it on this device. The link for that is also below the video in the description. This is the relay. If I show you inside it and remove this cover, you will see it that it has a winding and the power will come, and this is a contact where it goes up and down. Let me power it up so you can see it. And here you see that it contacts at this point and establishes a contact, either disconnect or connect. When it goes up, it connects it this piece to the top, and when it goes down, it connects it to the other piece. So the whole current passes through this small piece of copper here, and if this is overloaded, this will burn and there will be a possibility of fire. So always follow this instruction or the rating that is labeled on the relay. And here is how you can calculate the power rating of a relay. For example, this relay has been rated at 10 ampere at 250 volts, 10 ampere at 125, and 10 ampere at 30 volts DC, and 28 volts DC. In all these voltages, it has been rated at 10 ampere. They all have a rating on them written. For example, in your region, if you're controlling an AC load and the voltage is 220 volts, 10 times 220, just put a 0, it will be 2200 watts or 2.2 kilowatts. And if you are in North America, if it's 125 volts, for example, this one is rated at 15 ampere. So 15 times 120, you will get 1800 watt or 1.8 kilowatts. If you are using, let's say, 12 volts and 10 ampere, just multiply 10 times 12 volts, it will be 120 watts. So keep that in mind. Let's say you know the power and the voltage and you want to calculate the current. Let's say you have 1500 watt power and your region is 220 volts, 220. This can handle 6.8 ampere. So if you're using this relay, it is rated at 10 ampere, you're good. Make sure that the current that you calculate is always below the rated current, or the power that you calculate is always below the rated calculated power. If you need a wiring diagram, it's available as part of my course on Udemy, where you can learn Arduino in a structured course, step by step. All the wiring diagram, explanation, library, and codes are in one place, so you can learn Arduino from beginner to advanced in the same place. The link for my Arduino course at Udemy is below the video in the description. Now let me explain the wiring. This is my external 5 volts. Blue is the positive, the other wire is the ground, and I'm connecting the blue to this side, to the last one, and then the ground to this pin. These two have been connected. Now the relay has power, and then we have only 2 wires, input 1 and input 2 will be connected to the 2 pins of ESP8266. And here channel 1 is yellow, channel 2 is green. I'm connecting these two to pin 1 and 2 of this NodeMCU. It has been labeled as D1, D2, and yellow is connected to D1 and green have been connected to D2. And if you're using this module, the D1 and D2 are in here. This has been incorrectly labeled D2 and D2, so this is D1, D2. Using D1 mini, you will be connecting it to D1 and D2 here, which I'm going to demonstrate it and show you. Also can apply to this D1 shield, like Arduino type. D1 and D2 are here, and on this module, the same way we have D1 and D2. For this demonstration, I'm going to use this AC bulb. This is a plug that will be connected to wall outlet, and the light will be turned on. At the middle, at this point, I have disconnected the wire, one of the wire, the live wire here, and I've twisted them and prepared them. These two will be connected to the relay. Job of relay is to turn it on by connecting these 2 wires, turning on the light, and disconnecting it, turning it off. So this can be a bulb or a fan or any other load, the same way the relay will connect it and disconnect it. These are the 2 wires of my AC bulb that I just shown you. The wire that I've just shown you will be connected to these 2 wires of this relay 1, and then for the relay 2 also I will test it the same way. And here's for wiring this D1 mini. The rest is exactly the same, and the 2 wires that are here, we're going to connect the channel number 1, which is green, to pin 1 here, and then the blue to pin 2, and also we have to share the ground with the power supply. The first thing that you need to prepare is your Arduino for ESP8266. I have a separate video explaining that, but here I can tell you quickly. I will provide you the link. Click on File, Preferences, and then Additional Board Manager's URL. Click here, and then paste the link that I provided. I will provide you this one, so you copy and paste it here. Once you paste it, you click OK, and then click OK. Now this link will make Arduino to know where to look for the board. Then click on Tools, Board, and then Board Manager. Once you're able to type ESP8266. Then you will see this ESP8266 by ESP8266 community. And if you have not installed it, in my case it is installed and there is a remove button. In your case, if you have not installed it, you will see here install button. Click on it and wait until the bar graph finishes and then close. And you have to select your board before using it. Click on Tools, boards, and here there are tons of other boards, but the one that we are using will be generic ESP8266 module. Select this, and the rest of the settings should be automatic, and then you have to select, of course, the right port. If you don't know what is the port that you're using, on the start menu, right click, go to device manager, or any other way that you have, go to device manager, and under the port, collapse it, and you will see serial, USB serial. Maybe you will see some different numbers, but this is a chip for USB CH340, that's COM11, and that's why I've selected here in the COM11. So first I have to explain the page. This is an HTML page that is displaying these two buttons and the title. If I press Ctrl U, I will be able to see the code behind it. That's HTML and ending, and there is some styling. And here these two lines are for buttons. So this is one button and this is the other button, and here is a title. It says light on, and then buzzer on as anchor and division. So this is a page which is generated by ESP8266, NodeMCU and D1 Mini web server. I've used a code here by clicking on File, Example, and then scroll down under generic ESP8266, and then scroll down until you see ESP8266 web server and then advanced web server. I have heavily modified it, but initially I started with that. I've added these pin mapping that I've taken from GitHub. So we will, instead of 4 and 5, these are very hard to find. These are the label on the board, so we are just using this. I've defined here as an integer relay 1 pin, D1, and relay 2 pin, D2. So we use D1, D2, whatever is printed on the module. And then relay 1 state, relay 2 state. These are the initial state of the relay, either on or off, whatever you want, change them. And then for the button that is displaying this on and off, you see these on and off are coming from these values: light on, light off, buzzer, and if you have fan or something else, or motor, just change it to motor on, motor off, or whatever you have. These were already part of that. These are needed for Wi-Fi connection. This is my SSID and this is the password. Change it accordingly. I will turn this router off once the recording is completed. But pay attention, this is uppercase, this is case sensitive, so uppercase and lowercase matters. If I put small r, it will not work. And the rest is exactly the same. The server is running, and here this is the page that I've added, and I've created a variable type of string, call it HTML, and this is the beginning, and the end is in here. The rest of the code of the page is in between. The type of the text and the color is changed here. When a relay 1 state is low or high, it will print one type if it is high, and if it is low, it will print the other one. And then for relay 2, the same thing. If it is high, we print this. If it is low, we print this one. And here it says control R2 equal off, R2 equal on, accordingly based on the state. And then we send the page using server.send, and this is HTML variable as type of text and HTML sent, so the browser receives it as a text here. And the handle not found is a function that is taking care of some requests that are unknown. For example, here, if this is, you see control, if I say book and enter, you will see it printed book not found. And if I say question mark b is equal 134, also this is an argument. It says it has one argument, b134, not found. So that is being taken care of with this function, and I'm not going to go through that, so it's printing it. And inside the setup, we are defining using pin mode for relay 1 pin as an output, and this is D1, and then also digital write. We set the initial state for one relay, and this is for the other relay, and this is initializing the serial monitor. When you click here on the serial monitor on the right side at the lower section, this is 115,200. The value is this. If you change it, if these two that do not match, you will not be able to see the text. These are already part of the code that were there, and this is just printing the text. I've added just this one to make it more pleasant, and I've added this ESP8266, so Robojax ESP8266, so you can access the page easily by typing this one instead of IP. And this was already included. I've added this line by typing //control, and then if that is requested of a type get, then we go and run relay control function, which is at the bottom of the code, which I'm going to explain next. The rest are part of the code already. And so inside the loop, we initialize the server client handling, which continuously handles the request. And in that's multicast DNS update, this is where you can type Robojax ESP8266, so this also updates it. And here we check if relay state is equal 1. I could have just make it like this, but for learning purpose, I'm leaving it so some people can learn. If it is equal 1, then we use digital write relay pen equal low, because these relays are triggered with low, so we set low mean on, and then else, if it is not 1, then we set it to high, and that causes the relay to turn off. So, and the same thing, I have another one here for the second relay, which we will connect to another load. In my case, I've connected a buzzer, and then we wait 100 milliseconds. This was just a text for debugging. Initially, I needed to know something, so I put it, and I have commented this, so this will not display. If you want it, just remove these two / and it will print the text. Now, relay control is a function that I mentioned when user types /control. So it will come here. We say server argument RT is equal on. If RT, the request here. So if I go back here, when I click on this, if I bring mouse, you will see at the bottom it shows, or if I click, the light is on, and the light is on and off, and it says here control R1 equal off, or R1 equal on, and then for the buzzer it says R2 equal on. If I press it again, R2 equal off. So we check here, if it is equal on, then we set the relay state equal 1. If it is off, we set it equal 0. This is for one relay, and we have this code here, R2 equal on and R2 equal off. In both cases, we set the relay state equal 1 or 0. And then we also run the handle root function once the request arrives. So this can send a new page to the screen with updated values if there is any. In our case, yes, every time we press this light on, it goes to the server and a new page comes, because the new page has this color and this changed text. So that was being handled by this. Now, before accessing it via the web or mobile phone, we have to find out the IP address for this device on the Arduino. Just click here, I will bring it to this site. Right now you don't see anything, but if I press this reset button here, it will run and it will tell you the IP address. That's 192.168.1.100, or you can directly access it with ESP8266. Right now you see the light is on because initially I set this to be on at the beginning. Getting this IP address with a, so now let me open a new tab and paste it and enter. As you can see, it shows both lights. Because this is on, now we have the off button. Make sure that desktop is connected to the same Wi-Fi and SSID as this NodeMCU. So if I click here, and you will see it is connected to Robojax as well. This one is. When I press it, it will turn on, and click again, it will turn off. And here for the buzzer, and the same way you can see the light here for buzzer, that's the relay 2, and for the light is relay 1. This will also turn on, as you can see it, and the light is turning on. Very responsive. And also for the D1 Mini, once we want to open the serial monitor, then we press this reset button. I'm opening now the serial monitor and pressing the button. It shows the IP is 102. Let me just open it and press enter. And this is the screen. Let me reduce the size. I'm pressing Control and minus. And here, because it is on, now we have off, and also the buzzer is on, we get off. So I turn off the light, turn off the buzzer as well. Now here is a demonstration with mobile phone. Make sure that your mobile device is connected to the same SSID of Wi-Fi as the NodeMCU. So as you can see, it is connected to Robojax. And I've opened 192.168.1.100. When I press it, the light turns on, the light turns off. There is a lag and delay on the screen, but the light is responding very fast. And also the same way, this buzzer that is connected in here. As you can see, this LED also turns on and off for both of them. Open, and I can turn the light on. You see there is a lag, and turn off. The bulb is responding quickly, but the page is not updating quickly. On the desktop it is faster. I know this is a Mac phone, Apple. So, and now the buzzer is on and off. Thanks for watching. This was how to control two AC load or AC bulb and control two relay using NodeMCU or D1 Mini. If you learned something and found this useful, please thumb up, as this will help my video in the search algorithm of YouTube. If you have comment or question, post it at the comment section below. I try to answer and reply. If you want to get updates of my upcoming videos, make sure to subscribe. For D1 Mini module, if you have this shield, you will see here 3.3 volts and 5 volts, and the connectors are here. Put it in the same way that the USB is. Once you insert it, you don't need any wiring. So the two wires for your load will be connected to these two pins. When the relay is energized, they will be connected